Hey brew tubers, happy homebrew Wednesday. This is the July 11th and I just want to give you an update what's going on. We'll start down here in the basement, got a couple of beers going, so let's take a look at those. They're both in secondary, and then on this one I want to give you a hop update and show you that I need to do a couple of modifications, so because the hop plants are getting pretty good size now, and I'll give you a view of all three areas that I have. So let's go ahead and start with giving you a view of what I have chilling in the fermentation chamber here. It's just right next to the side. Let's open this bad boy up, and I got a flashlight here, so it's pretty good light here. This one right here is a IPA that's hopped up. I don't know if you can see all the hops that's on top. That one's got an ounce of Citra, an ounce of Centennial, and a half ounce Amarillo. So we'll see how that one turns out. And then this one is a raspberry beer, and I'll be putting the extract flavoring at the end. It's not made with real raspberries, but that's the two beers that I have on tap right now. And we'll move to outside so I can show you what's going on out there. Okay, so we'll start heading this way and I'll give you an update. Here's my tomato plants, and these are our kids' sunflowers. So they're getting pretty good size, but here's the good old tomato plants. You can see on this one we're starting to get tomatoes ready on it. So that one's getting big. So let's take a cruise up here. Now, I'll show you something that I had an issue with these plants. And if you guys remember from the first hop video I did, there was about half the plants that's here now. And I kind of ran into something that was kind of weird, that the plants, I'll show you, some of them all of a sudden just decided to get this brownness on them, and they're still alive though, and the vines look good. And they're starting to sprout out from there. So that's the only reason why I didn't cut them down. Otherwise I was just going to cut them all back. And one of the things that I always like to do is triple my ropes, or at least double them. So you can see on this one there's a double, and I think I still have a couple of triples in here. Just so if this happens, which I've had happen before, what I can do is I can just snip the wire and I can start a new one. So here's a new one right here that you can tell is way better than the one I just showed you. And it's already to that point. Well, if you look off to the side, here's some of the others. And the one that's on the right that's kind of going up to the top, that one stalled on me. And I've already got probably a half ounce of hops off of that one that's dried. So he lived a good life, and now he's starting to sprout on the side, so I haven't cut him down yet. But you can see my other ones that I let go are really taking off. And these are younger than the other ones. So I have those, and I have these that are climbing up the top of the shed over to that. And there's that. Let me see if I can zoom in over here. So there's all the nice little hops that are starting to form just on that one alone. And I've got that all over that one. That one's just loaded with buds already. And then we'll give you another shot here. So there's another view there. And that, from where I'm standing to where that guy is all the way up there, is about, that one's about at least 22 feet. So once these start to go, then they're gonna really go ballistic, I hope. So let's take a walk down this way, and we'll get those right there. One's a Cascade and one's a Centennial. Let's take a walk here. And the tomatoes again. I don't know if you guys can tell on the ground, but we finally got a ton of rain here in Colorado. Okay, I need to back up a little bit because these ones are going all the way into the trees here. So these are the Willamette, and they're a little bit light green. I keep giving them nitrogen, and they darken up once they get a little bit past that initial climbing side. So let me get over to this side and show you a view here. Here's some on this. See if it'll focus. There we go. But I got all kinds of buds on this one also. And there's where they're going to the side. And then up there. So these are doing well climbing. And I'm getting to get, or they're getting to get, that's not a word. We have a lot of offshoots on this one too that are going to the sides. And they're starting to pop out, and I'm just gonna let them go because that's where I've got a lot of the buds happening. We'll walk around this way and give you a view from the bottom. So here's the bottom side of it. Doing very well. I need to clip some of them. You can tell I have a whole bunch of other shoots that I need to cut back. But these did the same brown leaves, and I let them go, but then they started to fix themselves. And there it is, climbing up there, and then you can see where there's the leaves have turned a lot better. So we'll let them go. I'm hoping to have a big harvest out of this one this year, and got a crybaby next door, so hopefully that doesn't go too much on the camera. But we'll go over here, and these, I cannot believe, these are first year hops. These are my Cascades that I planted just, I believe it was in April that I planted these, and they have taken off like a machine. So right there, I'll give you an idea. The rail right here where my hand is, that's about 5.5 feet. So there's 5.5 feet, and then we'll scroll down here. Every single one of my rhizomes took, which is a good sign. And they're all of them up to the rail and past. And now I know there's a lot of trees and green around here, so I'm going to do this from a different view. But I've had to string them all up above. And then we'll get a view from this side. But here's the vines. They go all the way across. And now they're over my head here. Where there's that. And then there's those. So I told Maine Brew Guy I would show him a thing why I don't cut my side ones, and here's a good one. This bad boy right here, I cannot count how many hops is on it right now, but I'll just give you a view. So there's that. That's all off the main vine. That's there. And now we're coming down, and now these are offshoots that I'll show you here. This is all an offshoot, and it's just loaded with them as well. And here's the same plant here with its offshoots, and it's just everywhere, which is awesome. There's another offshoot. So here's one that I need to finish the string on today, that it's already gone to the top and it's already started to go sideways. So I need to get this bad boy on another string, because I'm just tying them again to this. You can see where my trainer one excuse me, is right here, and then I'll tie off to it, and then it'll string all the way across up to the ridge there. So my next project, and I'm going to do it on this one so you guys can see what I'm talking about, is I need to support this wire better. And I knew when I built this that I would have to put some kind of support, but I wasn't sure if I was going to need 1 or 2 posts. So let me give you a backup view here. How I built these is, this is just rebars you can pick up at Home Depot, Lowe's, anything like that. And then I took a piece of just round stock here that's just real, it's like 1/4 inch round stock, and I bent it to form this. And then I took my welder and I just tack welded it on both sides at the top and bottom, and then I just spray painted it black, and then mounted it to my fence here using conduit things. So this is just a conduit tab, and I'll show you. I had to put a rubber grommet actually in there because this is just a little bit smaller than this 1/2 inch, and I'm going to show you what I did to fix that. But let's walk down this way so you can see where it's sagging here. So we'll go right here. You can see where it's sagging, and then I'll give you a view from the side here. But you can see how I need the line to come back up at least that much. So there's my hand holding it. So I need to do 2 supports that are in here. So I did the same thing. I went and got some rebar. But what I did different is, instead of having the hook that way, I bent the hook this way so I could just slide it under, and then I can adjust the level of the pole up or down. And got some more just half inch strap. These are the single ones because I'm going to try this a little bit different, and I've got a couple left of the full ones. So here's the rubber grommet, and what I'll do is I'll just cut this in half and wrap it around it so it fills in that gap, and then just screw it right to the post. So that's what we'll do on that, and let you see what it looks like when it's done here in just a minute. So the posts are done now. Here's the middle post that I added, and when I ran the string earlier this year, it was right, and then with just the weight of the hops going in, it brung it down a little bit, and then you can tell where I tied the knots to keep it from sliding back and forth. Well, that little bit of tension there doesn't let it go all the way up in some of the spots. So I had to take a couple of rubber grommets right there and just extend the thing down, because actually this is where I want the string to be, but it's right here. But this will work for this year. So this is a temporary fix. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you in an update next week, is this hook right here. I'll just bend some metal, and I'll just make a big ring that'll go around that, and then that'll withstand the weather and stuff. But for right now, the 2 groups of O-rings right here will work. And then I'll back up here so I can give you a full view of what this looks like now. So I'll fall on stairs here. We'll back up a little bit further. So there's the view of the hop garden right now, starting to grow over the top. So it's looking good, and that's about all I have for this Homebrew Wednesday. So peace out, and looking forward to all you guys' videos. Thanks for all the new subscribers. I'm going to have a shout out list coming up here very soon. I thank you guys, TF Beer Me, and you guys for giving me shout outs on your channels. So I'm going to have a shout out list again coming very soon, and happy Homebrew Wednesday.